How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Wish. Many people have been asking me questions. Dre, what are your thoughts on the recent news that came out in regards to the new CEO? We did also put up a green day inside of the market, and I want to make sure you guys are paying attention to the price action. But I will still talk about the CEO and his track record and so on, so I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the selling and the buying behavior on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Wish. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.86, being up 7.92%. On the low, it tested $2.61, and then on the high, testing $2.93. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 27.323 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 23.941 million shares. So we did have above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we saw some strength in Wish stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 52.77. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and we are above the 21-day EMA. So we ended up seeing a high of the day at $2.93. So again, going into tomorrow, what you want to see from Wish is getting to that $3 level. I know that is not too much to ask. If we could reclaim the 50-day right around $3.13, even better. Another point that I want to show up, you can see we are forming higher lows for the past 2 trading days. And when I was telling you if you were considering a swing trade opportunity, you could get in and have a stop loss around $2. It hasn't gotten back down to $2 as of yet, so you should be seeing quite the run right now at the moment. So this is why I say you want to have a strategy and why it's very important. If we end up having a pullback, since we have been seeing a lot of strength inside of the tech sector as of late, then I want to see us hold up at least a 21-day EMA around $2.66. But at the worst case scenario, as long as we hold up even around $2.50, we're not doing that bad either. It still gets us ready for that next move up. Plus we have earnings on March 7th, and also we have the appointment of the new CEO. Things are definitely looking good for this stock, and when we take a look at these technicals, we definitely have a lot more room to run. So now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Wish. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. When we take a look at the recent filings for February the 1st, we have Dixon Hughes Goodman Wealth Advisors LLC that purchased 350 shares. We have Renaissance Capital LLC with a closed position. We also have Zurich Canal Bank of 39,756 shares. And then we also have Invesco Pure Beta MSCI USA Small Cap ETF purchasing 2,195 shares. And now when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 45.29%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 3.63 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 4.2 million, updated 8 minutes ago, and then for the short vol free rate, it is at 0.77%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 28th, it was at 39.32, and then for the close of the 31st, it's at at 45.29, and this is for yesterday. So it'll be very interesting to see what the numbers will be later on in the evening, but we do see that it is spiking up, and it will spike further, especially since we've been seeing a lot of momentum inside of the stock. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Wish. So we see here on the inflows at 13.12, and then on the outflows at 13.22. So we ended up having an outflow day, but it was still fairly close. When we take a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 0, on the medium it was 8.55, and then on the small it was 4.57. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 0, on the medium it was 8.78, and then on the small it was 4.44. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, February the 1st, it ended up being 0, but we did have an outflow day on January the 31st of it being negative 693,000. When we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling, but it was still fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which we just covered, which tends to represent whales, institutions, and funds, it was 0. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 4.67%. So you know what? For a stock like Wish, this is not too bad. What this tells us, there are many who are still holding on to their positions. We do have some traders that are coming in and out of the play, but for this stock, this is something that is really good to see, especially with the recent news that came out. I'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts. Let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for Wish, in regards to the new appointment of the CEO, which his name is Vijay Talwar, hope I didn't butcher your name there, brother. Let's go over quickly what it's all about. So we have Mr. Talwar is an experienced retail, e-commerce, and consumer brand executive who has led a significant digital and operational transformations within both established and rapidly growing multinational enterprises. In his most recent role as CEO of Foot Locker's Europe, Middle East, and Africa business, he was credited with building a strong customer focus omni-channel retail business and increasing sales, profitability, and market share. Previously, as president of Foot Locker Digital, he successfully repositioned the business as the fastest growing and most profitable segment within Foot Locker's portfolio. In his role as CEO of Wish, Mr. Talwar will be responsible for leading the strategic execution of Wish's turnaround plan, which focuses on improving the user and merchant experience through fun and entertaining features, technological innovations, and operational excellence. He will also drive the longer-term growth plans for the business. So overall, in general, my thoughts on this new CEO, this is a good look for Wish. We know already they do need a big time turnaround, and bringing in the former president of Foot Locker Digital, I feel will definitely help Wish in the long run. But many people are asking me, so where do I see this stock going for the long term? So if they're able to put out consistent earnings showing improvements, then of course the stock price will follow. Now let's get into the price action. As far as what you want to see from Wish is getting to that $3 level. And I feel that it's very possible, especially if we continue to see a lot of momentum coming into the tech sector. Also keep in mind that Amazon does have earnings that is going to be coming out this week. So we know Wish could act in sympathy with that, and that could be the catalyst that brings this stock above the $3 range and actually get comfortable there. But one thing to keep in mind though, if we do end up having a pullback or if we do have some weakness, I want to see us hold up at least at the bare minimum around the 250s or the 260s. This is very crucial because holding these levels still keeps us in the game. If we break through it, then of course this is where I'm going to have to update you guys with another video. And if you guys remember, when I was talking about a swing trade opportunity, I said you could have jumped into this play and have a stop loss around $2. So some of you have sent me messages saying, Dre, I was able to actually jump into it and I'm green right now at the moment, and that is great to hear. But I also do know there are many of you that have gotten in a higher cost basis. So if you are going to stay vested in this play, of course you're going to have to exercise some patience and just see this company do the turnaround. Also, when we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. We know there are a lot of shorts who are vested in this play. Plus on top of that, with the recent run up that has been happening, shorts are going to even pile down even more. And with the volatility that we have inside of these markets, that's something to be expected. So if you are going to be trading it, pay attention to those areas of support and resistance like I was talking about inside of the technicals and the key levels where you want to see
see Wish at. So again, when you guys watch my videos, please do your homework and as well as your due diligence on top of that. Inside of the Discord, Wish was one of our main stocks that we kept on watch, and many people had the opportunity to trade it since I made it clear where we want to see key levels a whole and where the price we want to see actually get to. We wanted to see $3. We didn't get that, but I know some people did take profits around the 290, and I know there are many who are still holding on to their positions. So if you want to have a game plan before trading the market and not feel lost, join the Discord. It is the beginning of the month. It is the best time to join, and I know you'll find a lot of value from it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.